Hi, welcome to Mondays with Melissa, Special Needs Edition. Joining us today is Patricia Craig, an attorney at our office that handles all of the special needs planning. So Trish, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about 17A Guardianships?
So 17A Guardianships need to be in place before your child turns 18 because privacy laws kick in and you will no longer have authority after age 18. So if you want to be able to act as legal authority, you need to consider 17A guardianship.
Okay, and how about supported decision making? I know that's a relatively new venture.
Yes, supported decision making is a new law that was passed. The regulations have not been handed down yet or written by OPWDD. You need to have the same level of capacity that you have for a power of attorney or a healthcare proxy. So if your child qualifies for 17A guardianship, they would not qualify for supported decision. If they do, however, have the capacity for a healthcare proxy and a power of attorney, both the healthcare proxy power of attorney are a good idea along with the supported decision-making agreement.
Great. And how about special needs trusts? I know there's a couple of different types, but in order to protect the assets for the disabled child.
So a first-party supplemental needs trust is your child's money. If they received a settlement, personal injury settlement, a medical malpractice settlement, anything like that, or an inheritance directly, and they are applying for government benefits, that money needs to be moved into a first-party special needs trust so that they can qualify for benefits. The first-party special needs trust is Medicaid payback dollars. So when your child dies or the initial beneficiary of that trust dies, Medicaid gets paid back first. You need to have this if you're applying for government benefits and your child has more than $2,000 in their name. But the ideal trust to have is a third-party supplemental needs trust or special needs trust, and that would be something that you establish either during lifetime or in your will, called a testamentary trust, and their inheritance from you or from a grandparent or from any other family member that wants to leave money would pour into that third-party trust and never directly hit your child's name. So then therefore it's not money in their name. And this is not Medicaid payback. So you get to choose who the beneficiaries are after your child dies.
So it's really important for everybody, but especially important for people who have children with disabilities, to make sure that their estate planning is proper and that it's in place.
Yes, so you need to have your will that will direct the money to your child with special needs that's on government benefits or would be applying for government benefits, or you are worried that they may need eventually. It's very important that your will establishes that trust.
One of the biggest concerns we hear from parents who have children with developmental disabilities is about housing, and what's going to happen, where's my child going to live when I'm gone, and housing is a huge issue, problem here on the island. So let's talk a little bit about that piece.
Okay, so there's a couple of different types of housing situations. You can either get a rental subsidy through self-direction. Your child would have to be eligible through OPWDD, so you have to do an application for OPWDD, which is the Office of Persons with Developmental Disabilities. And then you would apply for self-direction. Through your self-direction budget, there would be a rental subsidy, and your child can live independently through that budgeting. And then the other option is to work with an agency. There's many of them on Long Island that you can work with, and they provide housing in a residential placement that can either be a group home or a supported apartment. And there's different levels. So, depending on your child's level of independence, you work with that agency to set up the housing that is safest for your child. The other thing that you could do is the trust, the third-party trust that we talked about previously, can own real estate, and your child can live in that property. You could even have other individuals that are also on self-direction paying rent to live with your child.
Obviously, there's a ton of information and things that you need to know if you have a child with a disability, and this is the place to find out about it. So I want to thank Trish again for joining us, and please put any questions that you have in the comments, and if you can like and subscribe, that would would be terrific. And we will see you next week.